Hello there, Scott McGuire with Spicer's Boat City. First and foremost, I want to congratulate you on your purchase of your new Harris pontoon. Today I want to give you a brief overview of a Harris that we have on the showroom floor. You have a better idea what to expect when you come in for your orientation. Some of the stuff you may know, others you might learn something today. Like I said, a very brief overview of the Harris pontoon. The current model I'm standing on is a 230 Cruiser. A couple nice features of the Cruiser. As you stand in the front, you'll see there's storage underneath every seat, so I can pull up even one of these corner cushions, the one next to it, and it has complete storage underneath here as well as behind me. There's integrated cup holders. You might not be able to see from where you're at now, but over here you see integrated cup holders. And in the middle here, there's USB as well. There's 2 USB ports there, 2 USB ports opposite side as well. I want to mention that not every Harris is going to be the same. You might see some features on this boat that you don't have on your boat, or there might be something on your boat that this one doesn't have. But pretty consistent across the board on Harris is these nice straight rails that go across, so you don't have any pinch points for your fingers. It's not going to open up as you're driving. To open these up, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab it right here, lift up, and it brings it back, and it opens it up for you. Same thing to close it. Just lift it up, it locks right into place. If you have a changing room on your boat, and it flips over from the midship. This is made for children, pretty much. Flips up like this. It's all on a gas shock, so it just automatically comes up this way. There's a zipper on my side here. You can unzip it, let the children get in there and hang out and change. To close it up, I like to kind of describe the material like this and fold it back in. And that way the material doesn't get pinched on either side when you're folding it back in. Just make sure it's clear. And at that point, you can go ahead and just let it go. And it'll go right into place. Really nice. Moving back to the back end here. This model happens to be a swing back. You may have this feature, you may not, maybe a different layout, but if you do have the swing back seating goes back and forth like that. A lot of the Harrises have this nice spot here for your bumpers, if you want to store your bumpers. They have the security chain that actually detaches from here and goes to there. That way you can legally ride here, being closed off, if you happen to be hanging out in the rear lounger. I'm going to jump down here quickly. This telescoping stainless steel ladder drops right down, and it telescopes all the way down. Depending on how deep your water is, it can extend. This one extends all the way to the floor, depending on the lake level. And the top step has a really nice thick step. Very nice sturdy ladder on the Harris here. This one has a ski tow bar. If you wanted to do skiing or wakeboarding, you'd use this bar here. There's also some tube tow hooks if you decide to tow a tuber. There's some tube tow hooks down there. You get a bridle with your tube, and it works out very well. Another USB back here. As you guys know, today a lot of our devices require USB for charging, so they're all over this boat anywhere you can look. There's some on the back end here too, along with cup holders. The bimini on this boat happens to be a blackout package. That's why the rails are black. Like I said, you might have aluminum rails, you might have the black colored rails, but they all work very similar to each other. They have these feet right here. When you open this bimini up, these detach, the bimini comes forward, and these feet right here will lock into place right here. During your orientation, the rigging technician will show you how to use that a little bit more in depth, but for me to open it up here and close it, they'll show you when you get in person. It's nice to see it done live. And to detach it, when you want to go back to that position, there's a little latch right here. You're just going to go ahead and squeeze that latch, and it unhooks it, and it puts it back in the spot. We've got 2 nice captain's chairs here. They look very similar to each other, but there's one main difference, and I'll show you. This one here, for the co-captain, you have the armrests that do go up and down. On the side here, you have a recliner. You can recline it forward and backwards by just flipping that switch there. Down below here, I know you can't see it, but there's a little lever that I can squeeze, and it would slide the seat back and forth. One of them locks it into place, okay? So if you want to slide it back and forth, you squeeze the lever to slide it back and forth. The other one locks it into place. So it's nice and sturdy there. This one here, same thing, except if you wanted to on this one, there's another lever here. If you happen to be a little bit shorter and need to see up a little bit more, you squeeze it and it lifts the chair up. And if you're a little bit taller, you might want to squeeze it. I like to sit on it, it works a little easier. And it goes back down. You have a tilt steering wheel. We have customers of all shapes and sizes, so this will accommodate pretty much everybody. You can slide the seat back and forth, recline it, tilt the steering wheel up and down. That way you're nice and comfortable when you're driving your new Harris pontoon. This one has a nice gauge cluster. Shows tachometer, speedometer. You've got your switches on your dash for your horn, your master power switch. You've got your navigation lights, accessory switch, all kind of here on your cluster. Your Bluetooth stereo, which sounds very nice. So this one happens to be a Clarion Bluetooth stereo. You can Bluetooth your phone to it. Play any music you want on your phone. Over here on the throttle control, you have your trim up and down for your engine to trim up and trim down. You got your neutral, your forward and reverse levers. And over here you have your toggle switch. This is something that, again, we'll show you in person on your orientation, but we want to make sure this toggle switch is in the run position when you're starting your boat. And that way, if you ever fall off your boat, you have this hooked to you, and this is going to turn the engine off. You have a cup holder down here for your driver. You have your capacity tag. If the Coast Guard ever wants to know the capacity of your boat, you have the people or the weight. This one happens to be 11 person, 1,500 pounds. It's all pretty much self-explanatory other than that. More USBs up here. You have a 12-volt receptacle, so if you happen to have something like one of those inflatable pumps, you want to pump your tube up, it's good for that. You can charge your cell phone or other devices. So, other than that, that pretty much sums it up for this boat here.